All right, is there an AI bubble? Well, the market seems to think so. So, who am I? Well, I do actually AI consulting for a 6 and 7 figure company, both completely separate industries. Um, and so, there seems to be, or at least people think there is an AI bubble. Number one, I mean, the main reason I think this is happening is because if you actually look at the US economy, the data will show that there hasn't been much growth outside of the AI sector. So if you take the AI infrastructure away, if you take investment in that sector away, if you just kind of look away from AI and look at the actual economy, there hasn't been much growth. Okay, I don't think there's been any growth at all. I think it's been pretty stagnant. I don't know the time frame for that, but that's causing a bit of worry in the market. So that's why some people are thinking it might be a bubble. Now, the other reason as well is that Sam, the founder of OpenAI, was recently at a conference, and what he was saying, and this is again just paraphrasing, what he was saying is essentially that the governments eventually intervene with these companies, or they're kind of like the last resort for help. And that sentiment kind of made people feel a little eerie, because now we're starting to think, do they need a buyout? Do they need a bailout? Do they need help? Because if you look at it, OpenAI is quite a small company compared to Google and all this other, like Google's, the Apples, and what they're trying to do, they're trying to invest a ton of money. I think they have a $20 billion run rate at the moment, Sam was saying. And the amount they're actually trying to obtain, like money-wise, it just, the math ain't mathing. That's why they're partnering with someone that was a lot of other big companies, is because they don't have access to capital. And so that was those two reasons, the economy and Sam saying some of that, is causing some causing a lot of market participants to think that there might be a bubble. And I mean, the third reason too is there's actually data now coming out that a lot of these quote unquote AI things, AI tools, actually do not work. So I think there was this big study that came out, and they said 95% of AI at the enterprise level fails. Right. And so, I mean, when I'm consulting for these companies, a lot of it is actually saying no, right? And I think when people now, even like small businesses, medium-sized businesses, what they're trying to do is they're such, again, all a bubble is just, it's hard to get a pulse on the underlying value of the asset, right? Because it's all like inflated. It's hard to understand what the true value of this thing is. So what you're having is a ton of business owners now thinking, how do I implement AI to save money, right? Like, oh, okay, so if I implement AI, I can save X, Y, and Z. And what happens with that is they actually don't know the true value of it, nor do they know the true use cases of it. So what actually happens is you just create more junk. Like I've said, you create more junk within the business. You actually bog down employees, and it's just not what they had in mind. And so that's what happens, right? It's almost like the NFT frenzy, for anyone who was around for that, right? Oh, NFTs are the next big thing. You can buy the Bored Ape Yacht Club for 6 figures. You can sell it for 7, and eventually you don't sell it. And what happens? Well, you understand the true underlying value of that asset, and you lose 6 figures, or whatever the case may be. Now, I do think there's use cases for NFTs, just not in its current form. But let's continue. So, a lot of these business owners are saying, hey, can we implement this, and this, and this? It's like, you're actually probably better off doing this still manually, right? And so there's a lot of data now coming out saying that actually, that's one good thing, I am good on my feet. Just walking the dog here. I mean, just in Canada, and we're getting snow, it's getting icy. It's not that fun. So a lot of these business owners are trying to cut costs, do this, and this, and then you just have a bunch of glue and duct tape because, again, these systems aren't really what they seem to be. And so those 3 main things, people are thinking, hey, there might be a bubble. And so, I mean, does it really matter? I think AI is here for the long term. probably in its current, definitely not in its current form, probably in some other form that we're going to identify. But again, these are the phases of, an infant market, and just how people want to make money. People are greedy. People understand that there's money to be made in this space. That's why everyone is going in on it. But, I do think that whether it's a bubble or not, I think AI is going to benefit you in the long run if you're learning it now, or if you're doing something with it. So I'm not that scared about if there's a bubble or not. If there is, all right, that makes sense. If there's not, totally fine, makes sense. So either way you look at it, now if you're an investor, sure, it's a different story. But I'm not invested, so you just have to be careful. But I do think learning AI still is very, very valuable. So is it failing? It might be, and that's why consulting. Funny enough, I'm actually in Alan Sultanic's group, one of the best marketers currently alive, and he says it's better to be a consultant because you get paid for your speaking skills, right? You don't have to really do much. You're not really working at the implementation level. Rather, you're just giving insight. Okay, I think we should do this. Hey, should we automate this thing? It's like, no, let's just keep it manual for now. Sure, we can maybe create some subtasks or whatever, but right now let's just do it manually. We can have, some AI do this other stuff. But a lot of it is just saying no, because again, a lot of these businesses, they hear these things, right? Like, oh, Bitcoin, it's going to change the world. Oh, I do love Bitcoin. I do love Bitcoin, but they just hear these sound bites, and then they start just, wow, okay, and then they start telling everybody, and then it's like, all right, well, what is it actually doing for you? Well, not much at all. So, the data is showing at the enterprise level, not much of this stuff is actually moving the needle, like I've been saying. And number two, you have to be careful what you hear, because everyone's just going to go full steam into AI, and then they realize they've spent all this money, and actually, again, Susan or Derek on your team goes, these things actually suck. So, again, you have to know where to implement it. I've always said that you have to be careful of where you implement it. You have to know what you can and what you cannot implement. Going to help a ton. And you have to come, especially when you're consulting, you have to come from basically the trusted advisor approach, where you have their best interest in mind. And it's not just, let's automate everything. It's like, no, take a step back. Let's actually realize what is going on, and how far can we take the manual labor or just the human labor, how far can we push that before it's okay, maybe let's automate. So those are kind of just some thoughts. Get your steps in today. Just finished a nice big walk with the dog, and I'll catch you tomorrow.